Hey guys, Rich here. This is Brick Scene. Today we're going to do a review on this Ninjago set 71711. It's Jay's Cyber Dragon. So a big thanks to Toyco for supplying a lot of our review sets. Look, we really appreciate it as always. We try to give a lot of these away, so check out our live stream, 8 PM on Tuesdays. Subscribe, make sure you don't miss out on those. So the price, New Zealand dollars, $99.99 at the moment. We'll link below to Toyco, who sell it for that price. Check back often though, because they often have discounts there, and it's worth having a look. So the build itself, nothing really surprising here. If you have built any of these Ninjago Mech dragons before, much of a muchness. They of course have different details to get sort of different articulation and different play features, but overall they're sort of, you know, using those ball joints and using those ratchet pieces that are often used to build these mechs. It's quite different looking from some of the others, of course, because there is some really neat details on here, and we'll come back to some of those as we go through. Now the build, there's a couple of things that one sort of major thing that I wasn't really too happy with, and it sort of became quite apparent early on as I was building it. This head is quite heavy, and you've only got one single ratchet here and another one here. Great for articulation, but it doesn't take much to have that head sitting on the floor. The mouth also opens, you know, it looks great. You can get into some really neat positions there. You can get it down low, looking up. But like I said, it just doesn't take much to have that thing on the floor. So maybe a double joint in there might have been a little bit better. So no real surprising techniques at all. Stickers, like I said, there's not that many stickers, really easy to put on. There was nothing surprising, no stickers in odd places, quite big ones, just over a couple of panels to give it a little bit more detail. I'm happy enough with those. I've certainly got no problem with that at all. One thing I would like to have seen built is maybe some sort of seating arrangement. The minifig just sits there flat on there. I would have quite liked to have seen maybe some sort of saddle type thing, you know, some sort of seat. They've got a controller piece and a which we'll come back to again, because this looks like a new piece, and a display, but you know, it just seems a little bit unfinished in there. Now the play features. The mouth opens and closes. That's pretty cool. The mouth. Again, the neck is ratcheted right at the head there, and at the base of the neck. You have got more ratchet pieces on the front legs to splay them open and closed. Ball joints on the feet, and the toes actually move as well. They're on a little T-bar thing with these little Technic pieces as the toes. Same with the back. The back's pretty much the same. You've got the ratchet hips, and then you've got the ball joints at the ankles there, and again those T pieces with the Technic pieces as the toes. The tail itself, ball joints all the way through. You've got this is the other bit that annoys me a little bit. What you've got here is a ball joint with a Technic pin going into the back end of the dragon itself, but underneath that you have this piece here. Now I'll put it up to the camera and see if I can get it to focus on that. There we go, that piece there. So if you see that piece there, when you put this in, when you get this back in here, if you push the tail down, I'll put that bit in. If you push the tail down, it just does want to pull itself out, and I've found that I've pulled it out slightly, then picked the dragon up, and it's just fallen out. So you just got to be aware of that. I can see why they've done it. It's just to keep the tail at a nice angle. See, these swords keep coming out as well. That's another thing that annoys me. So that's 3 things that annoy me so far on this. Yeah. So actually that's quite flimsy. So depends on how you position the tail, of course. Completely depends. The wings, this is the sort of the extent of the articulation. That's as far up as they go. They go down okay, but that is literally all you've got when you're putting them up. If you put them forward, you can get them up slightly more, but we're not talking a huge angle there. Let's get that up close, see if we can get that in there. Anyway, they do, you know, move up and down. They're sort of these intake engine things. I don't know, you know, given that it's some sort of mechanical thing. That's what I'm assuming they are. Other than that, you've got this controller piece, like I say. It's a weird little piece. I'm assuming it's coming in this latest wave of Ninjago sets. This is the only one I've got of these sets, so I'm assuming that it's new to this wave. Little sort of game piece, controller piece. It's pretty cool, and you've got this head-up display there. Like I was saying, the flick-fire missile things, you've got... you'll see that little grey Technic pin on that little grey Technic axle piece there, just behind the seats. That is what you push down to flick them, and it launches both of them at the same time. They're pretty cool. That's pretty cool. There goes that head again. So you can see there's a couple of annoying little things there, but also some really cool features, some great play features. Look, it swishes around, doesn't it? You know, it does what it does for kids. It's a great little dragon for that, but like I say, it's just a little bit weak in a couple of places. I like the brick built dragon head. I like the colours they've used. These two shades of blue, of course, with the black and the grey accents, and this transparent yellow, this fluorescent sort of yellowish green colour. It looks great. It looks, you know, digital. It looks cartoonish. It looks cool. My only gripes is its flimsiness. You know, this is a toy. It falls apart easy. It falls down easy. Yeah, that's cool. There's some great parts in here for mocks, of course, but yeah, it's just a bit flimsy in my opinion for play. The minifigs save this thing in my opinion. The characters themselves, so you get Jay, Digi-Jay as they call him. Jay, of course, has the blue outfit, torso and the legs there. Jay's head, it's double-sided, so you get one side that has the normal face, and the other side obviously has some sort of visor bit that sort of goes behind the mask, some sort of digital visor, head-up display type thing there, I guess. Looks pretty cool, looks pretty cool. You've got some sort of backpack scabbard sort of thing there, shoulder pads that houses this big thing at the top. It looks like a health meter or something. I can't tell you what it is, to be honest, but it looks pretty whack, pretty cool. Luckily it doesn't weigh them down too much. They can stand up straight with all that stuff on them. You don't have to lean them forward too much to stand up with all that weight. The weapon itself, this hook piece on the end of a chain, on the end of a game controller pad of some description, and of course you get the two swords there that look like they glow in the dark. That colour I'm pretty sure glows in the dark. I haven't put them in a dark place to check it out yet, but I will do that. Now Digi-Naya is much the same with the head pieces. You get double print on that head. The weapon is just the hook attached to the gamepad controller. You also get the twin swords again, and that fluorescent yellow health meter type thing. That's what I'm going to call it. On to the bad guys. Now, I'll start with Unagami. Look fairly simple in comparison to some of these other figs. You get these shoulder pads on top of the torso. Nice print on the torso and that bottom piece there, and of course the hair and the beard. Double-sided face as well. One side looks terribly angry and the other side looks like it's giving a bit of an evil smile. Pretty cool. Very different prints on either side of the head there. Do quite like it. I do quite like it. Now let's get on to these other two guys. I don't know too much about Ninjago, like I was saying, but these guys remind me of the henchmen from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So you get Richie, the pink one. I couldn't even tell you what type of creature this is meant to represent, but really cool print on that torso there. I like that little skull, the leg prints, and that headpiece. That's a single headpiece with an additional hairpiece attached to that. That's not a helmet on top of a head, so that's a single, well, it'll be a dual mold, but that's a single piece. Same with the other one that we're going to get onto as well. So they come with the same shoulder pad piece with the scabbard with that. Again, I'm going to call it a health meter. I'm not really too sure what it's called. All very video game type thing. They come with the black controller pads as weapons this time. Richie has these orange sort of flame pieces, I guess, and twin red katana blades, I guess you'd call them, or twin red swords in the back. So the other one, I'm going to call him Hausner. Same mold as far as the headpiece goes, but you get a little horn in here this time. It's in the sand green color. The weapon, again, we're using the black controller with some sort of fluorescent trans blue blade. We get the twin red swords in there in the back again, and of course that trans orange Again, I'm going to call it health meter. The print on the torso on this one, again, is really, really cool. I do like them. The legs, fairly similar to the other guys. Quite simple, but pretty cool, pretty cool. Now, both these guys ride around in some strange looking surfboards. One of them has stud shooters on it. The other one just looks like it goes twice as fast. Pretty cool. But watch out for surfboard riding pig looking creatures holding game controller looking weapon blade type things. It's pretty strange. It's pretty strange, but pretty cool. Pretty cool. It's out there. It's whack. I do like them though. I think they're really cool. Now, another little build that you do get with this, bit of an Excalibur type thing, a sword that's sitting in this trans yellow cylinder piece. Again, I'm assuming it's part of the story. It's pretty cool though. It's pretty cool. A nice little addition. And again, a nice little piece. So in conclusion, the dragon is okay. I do quite like the dragon. I do quite like some of the articulation that it's got going on here. It's let down by those couple of flaws like I mentioned before. That head annoys me. That's not cool. The fact that these little sword pieces just fall out of the tail constantly every time I pick it up. I do like the way they've managed to get this mechanism in here for the flick fire missiles. Again, if that head drops while you're playing with it, and it's very easy for it to do that while you're flying it around, that's just going to shoot itself, so that's going to be a bit of a pain. It is wholly redeemed by the minifigs. There's a lot going on with the minifigs and their accessories. I do quite like those. I do quite like them. It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. It's mental. That's a good price though. You know, the price per part doesn't seem to sort of suggest that it's good value for money. But I think you do get quite a lot in here. There's a lot going on, with a lot of detail going on with these minifigs, and a lot of cool parts that you can use in this dragon. So look, $99.99. It's not bad. It's not bad. As far as the display piece goes, yeah, I'd have it sitting on my shelf. It's been sitting on my shelf now since I built it about a week ago. I don't mind it sitting there. It looks good. It'll look great next to the other Ninjago dragons, of course. If you collect those dragons, then I'd say this is a must. But for me, yeah, a couple of flaws, but overall, an okay set. So look, thanks again for watching this review. Thanks again to Toyco for supplying it to us. If you want to win it, of course, subscribe and check out our live stream on Tuesdays like I was saying earlier. Thanks again. We'll see you on the next one. Cheers.